Hello, welcome to episode 29 of the Junkyard Rat Show. I am Junkyard Rat. I'm Chris Hibakasa, and I got my producer here, Paul Brumba.
What's happening, Chris?
How you doing today?
Very well.
We're coming from Soma, the most beautiful city in the world ever created by God, and the city that the devil's trying to ruin by bringing us back.
But actually, you're in the Soma, I'm in the Noma, because literally this line on the table probably divides us. We're right in mid-market, so you go 1 foot one way, we're in Noma, the other foot the other way, we're in Soma.
That's pretty interesting. Like, that means, are you paying property taxes from two different areas?
You probably would, and if it was the Tenderloin, I'd probably be paying my rent off in steak.
I saw somebody wearing a Tenderloin Nike t-shirt.
Tenderloin. Just do it? Does it say just do it across
It just said Tenderloin Nike. I'm like, are they actually selling Tenderloin Nike t-shirts? Or?
I don't know. Do they have starters jackets? They selling everything else in the Tenderloin. Why not those?
Yeah. We got some sad news. Pee Wee Herman died today.
He did not.
I'm telling you, Pee Wee Herman died today.
Pee Wee Herman did not die. Paul Rubens died?
Paul Rubens died today.
Wow.
He died. Pee Wee Herman's not dead. It's Paul Rubens who died. Pee Wee Herman's never going to die. I'm sorry.
He lives in our hearts forever.
Yeah, I guess he had cancer. It's kind of sad, yeah.
So a lot of people are actually staying undercover when it comes to their illnesses, I noticed lately. That happened with Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, Norm Macdonald.
Right.
He didn't tell anybody he had cancer, yeah. It's a sad time. I mean, we're losing a lot of comedians.
Yeah, we have someone in our personal midst that we've actually heard about too lately, and it's sad when you hear about the people that make the funny dying.
Yeah. It's sad. Yeah, I heard news like Griffin Daly posted on his Facebook that he only had a couple days left to live. And then somebody else posted that he was dead, but I don't think he's gone. He's still with us. I mean,
literally, right? It's not like in our hearts. He's literally still with us.
Yeah, he's with us. He's with us and stuff. Somebody actually said I should have got him booked on this show, but I tried to get him booked a couple months ago. I didn't realize he was sick. But, I've been to a lot of his shows. He's booked me a lot. Even though I didn't do well in his shows, I feel bad. Like, I always think that I didn't do well with that area. Like, that's the one area I never conquered with, was like Santa Rosa, Sebastopol.
Right.
I never conquered that area. And that's because Bart never went there. I'm a Bart comedian. I'll go anywhere Bart is. If Bart doesn't go there, I never conquered it, and I feel bad. But one of these days, for Griff, I'm going to go down there and conquer that comedy area.
Because we just lost another friend of mine or ours. I don't know if you ever met Jermaine Reeves.
I think
so. Jermaine was actually killed here in San Francisco in the Tenderloin a few months ago, and one of the last places we performed was right across the street from the studio. So we're in mid-market. So depending on how you want to look at this audience of ours, if that is the heart of San Francisco or if that's the heart of a lot of bad stuff in San Francisco, it's really rough right there. Lots of drug use, lots of sales of stolen goods, you name it. Anyway, so we did comedy out there. We did street comedy, which is probably one of the hardest places to do street comedy, at least in San Francisco. Maybe even this coast, unless you go down to certain parts of like LA and stuff. But anyway, so we performed there, and I want to go back and perform again because that's a really neat experience. And also you're bringing laughter to the people that need it the most, the ones on the street most of the time.
Yeah, he got shot. I guess he got robbed. He had a bunch of cigarettes he was selling.
Yeah, we don't even know why exactly, but he was robbed at least, and who knows. But I mean, that's just one person. We're talking about people that have passed even just recently. You just said Pee Wee Herman. We talked about Griffin is
Bob Saget.
We talked about Norm Macdonald not talking about his illness until after
Gilbert Gottfried had cancer.
Gilbert Gottfried. So people, I think they don't want sympathy, especially the ones that bring laughter. If they're bringing laughter, they don't want to bring sadness, right? So I think they're more apt to keep that inside. I mean, if you had a disease and you found out you were at like stage 4 or terminal something, what would you do? Would you, if you knew you had, if the doctor said you have 6 months to live, what would you do in that 6 months? Would the first thing you do go on social media and go, I'm dying?
Actually, no, it happened to my grandmother. My grandmother had lung cancer, didn't want any treatment, and she didn't tell anybody until the end. You know, it's like some people are like that, you know. I don't know, it depends. I mean, it depends. I don't know, like, I probably would keep it. Yeah, Steven said he's ready to come in. Steven Ferris is the, but yeah, like some people in my family were upset though. They weren't happy that my grandmother didn't fight it. I remember when my grandmother called me up because she was in Chile. Like, she called me up. It was the last time I talked to her. I kind of knew it was gonna be the last time, you know. And it was hard, but it seemed to me like she was ready to go and stuff. But I don't think my aunt took it too well. Some people feel like you should fight that. Other, you know, cancer's harsh. You know, they put you through chemo. And my grandmother was in her 80s. I guess she decided that why she wasn't gonna fight it. You know, but I don't know if I would post it on social media. You know, like I'm not one of those people. Some people post everything on social media. I like try and keep my health problems a secret, but I don't know if it's these days you can't really do that. So Stephen Ferris said he's ready to come in, my guest today. What about you? If you got cancer, would you keep it a secret or?
You know, it depends on how advanced. I definitely wouldn't want people's sympathy. I would definitely want to have time to say goodbye to everybody, and spend time with my family and my friends. That kind of thing for sure. I absolutely see our guest. I wouldn't want to leave this earth without talking to this guy. That's for sure, right? So, I mean, there's definitely things like that I would want to do. I would want to make sure that I had time to say goodbye. And if somebody wanted to say something to me, sure. But beyond that, I don't think I would have the need. Well, wouldn't have the need for sympathy.
Yeah.
So I probably, if they told me I had 6 months to live, I might only wait a couple months before I told anybody in the public. I would tell my family right away.
Oh, yeah.
Because I would want them to know right away what was happening with me.
I always thought it was weird that they wouldn't know. Like, how do they really know how many days you got left anyway?
Well, they don't. That's the other thing. That's why I said I would only wait a couple months. Because if they say, hey, you have 6 months, that really sometimes means you have a week.
Actually,
and by the way, let's get our guest in here, joining us live via Messenger. Look at that hair. It's a good hair day for Mr. Ferris. Give it up for Stephen Ferris, everybody.
What's up, Steven?
Hello, how are you guys doing?
Good, dude. How are you?
Well, I'm doing okay, I guess. I'm a little bit depressed, but
About what?
Oh, join the club, buddy. That's another thing. Isn't that kind of a occupational hazard with comedians? And I'm not grouping all of us together, but some of us.
Yeah.
So what's happening with you other than being blue? Or do you want to talk about it? Don't worry, no one's listening. It's not like we have an audience or anything.
I can talk about it. You know, it's just, I produced a show last night. I put a lot of energy into it.
Was it the Tonight Show or the Apple one?
What?
Was it the Apple competition?
Yeah, it was the Apple competition, but not that many people went to it, so it's just kind of a bummer. It's like I did all this work, and
you know why nobody showed up?
Do I know why?
It's because we're not in it, Paul. You didn't book Paul or me.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
I couldn't put you in it.
It would have been a guaranteed success. So do you think you put enough promotion in it? Was it just a combination of things that went wrong, or what happened, Steven?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I did put a lot of energy into promoting it, but maybe I just didn't put it in the right places, or, maybe I did and people just aren't interested in seeing a show like that.
People like free stuff. You should like give away some Apple product. It is the Apple competition. You'll be surprised that people show up just for the free stuff. You know?
Well, yeah, but then how much am I putting into it? Now we're talking thousands of dollars just to get what, like 40 people to come in and see a show?
But you did have a lot of people on the Apple competition's grown, hasn't it? When I did it, it was just me and somebody else. Now you got like 8 people competing.
Well, there's 5 people competing, and then there's 3 judges. So
Yeah.
it's 8 people total.
I don't think you should worry about it. I mean, they keep giving you shows there. You should just keep doing the best show you can. The thing about it is they have a lot of stage time there, and I think they always need somebody like you who can always put on shows. They're not
don't
expecting
know.
every show to be sold out and stuff.
I don't know if they're gonna let me do it again based on how this one did.
You should give out like a free deodorant or something, free toothbrushes.
I heard that's been done before.
That's funny.
but-
You
but
did your
then
whole
we're- you know-
toothbrush set of cows. You know, I only use children's toothpaste. I don't trust the adult one. Talking about toothbrushes, I only use because of the chlorine. I don't like the chlorine inside. The chloride, not the chlorine, the chloride inside the
Oh, yeah.
toothpaste. Yeah.
They got fluoride.
Fluoride. That's
Is that what you're talking about? Fluoride?
I think that's what we're
Fluoride,
talking about.
Chloride's what they put in the pool.
Chloride.
They want to make sure they keep the algae out of Chris. That's what they're doing to
Yeah.
Chris now, is they're keeping the algae out of your mouth. No, it's fluoride. They put fluoride in the water, especially they used to do it in Mountain View, California, right down the hill from us. So fluoride is the chemical you're looking for. So please try again.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I wanna talk to Steven about, you come from a small town, right? You know, and I saw you
Yeah, I grew up in a
commenting
small
about
town.
Jason Aldean, and he came from a small town. That one song you kept complaining about it. I have a list of everything you complained about on social media this week. So you come from a small town, you're white. What do you have? What's the problem with the Jason Aldean show? The song, do you think it's really racist or?
Yeah, I think it is.
But why? I don't understand.
Because if you watch the video and you see, he's singing, the lyrics themselves aren't that bad, but when you see him with the video, it basically looks like he's saying, he's got all these clips of different protests, from around the world. They're not all from America, but most of the protests are, whether they actually are from those events or not, it looks like he's saying, if you protest against police brutality in my town, then I'm going to kill you. That's what it looks like.
Now, I just want to find out, how is it you came from a small town and being white? How is it that you came out non-racist? I mean, was it hard for you? Did you get were KKK groups trying to get you to join in high school?
Were you first round pick or whatever for the Ku Klux Klan? What's going on?
Did you have to stay away from from any racial groups, or how did you came out so calm, so non-racist? So
I don't know. We did have, some black students at my high school. And even in school before that, we had some black students. And, I always heard people whispering, the Klan is, I think up in the Grass Valley area, people usually said that's where the Klan kind of had a stronghold. But
I'll make a bet that there were more black people in your high school than my high school. my high school, we had 2 black people. When I was down there, it was really segregated. Yeah.
We might have had 5. Yeah, there weren't a lot, but there were some.
Now he had a picture of the courthouse of Tennessee in his video, right? and somebody died there. Somebody got lynched. And I'm
Right.
thinking the courthouse nearby in San Francisco, people are dying there every day. We have more people dying at our courthouse than any other courthouse in America. How do you feel about that?
Um,
Have you been to this area? You haven't been to this area in a while.
San Francisco.
Yeah, there's people like doing drugs outside here, doing fentanyl, people overdosing. And I'm thinking there's like a federal courthouse right across the street from where I'm at right now. There's more people dying in this courthouse. Are you offended by that?
Um, yeah, but I mean, it's not the same kind of thing, you know.
Do you like
It's
country
different.
music? You're not,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, I like country music.
I didn't think the song was racist. I'm not sure. I didn't think the song was racist, but forget the song now. You didn't go to Taylor Swift. I expected you to go to Taylor Swift.
Oh no, I didn't go. I don't know. Some of her stuff is all right, but I never really got captivated by it in the same way that some other people have.
Yeah. So who won the Apple competition?
Henry Poland.
I never won. I never won.
That's right. Yeah, you never
I
won.
never won.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure what you need to get more people, but how are your shows doing? I mean, you got the Tonight Show play coming up too?
I just did that one on Friday.
How did that one go?
I don't know. Two people came out to watch it.
Just two people?
Yeah.
You should have like a roast battle.
Yeah, those are popular.
I want a roast battle. Nobody would put me in the roast battle. You gotta get a
Yeah.
roast battle, and you let me go after Mean Dave or something. Me and Mean Dave. We'll
Oh
do
my
some
God.
battling.
Oh my God, that would be epic. I don't know if he would do it.
Yeah, I like posts for roast battle, but nobody books me. I figure I'm perfect for roast battling. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you'd do really, really well on it.
Do you do the roast battle?
I've done 4 of them.
Have you won all of them, or
Yeah, I won all 4 of them.
who's your competition?
Who did I go against? I went against a new B on the first one, and then against Stephanie Ross and Subhash Sharma.
That guy's easy to beat, though. All you gotta do is just let him say something stupid. He lost.
I love that guy, but yeah, I don't know if he's won. He might have won one.
I tried to get him on my show. I think he gave me
Yeah.
some excuse that he can only do podcasts for Starbucks or something.
Oh,
I made that up. I don't know. He gave me some excuse. I don't know.
yeah. This is a weird time for a podcast. A lot of people have to work. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
supposed to be
I'm
working right
surprised.
now.
I've gotten people in lately. Like I've gotten a bunch of people in lately. I didn't
Yeah.
realize. I post on the. I try to post on the SF comedy board, but they wouldn't post my shit. Nobody would
Oh.
approve it. But I posted in the South Bay comedy. I posted in the Sacramento comedy, and there's actually people who live out here. They're like newbies. They're more getting started and stuff. It's crazy. Tomorrow
Oh.
night I'm gonna go see Charlie Spink. He's recording his special at Yoshi's. You been to Yoshi's?
I don't know if I've been to Yoshi's.
Yoshi's is in Oakland, and it's a premier jazz club. So I think the last person I actually saw perform there, this will date how old I am, Bruce Hornsby from Bruce Hornsby and the Range.
Okay.
So I saw Bruce Hornsby doing like piano there, and then I've seen what was the other person I saw there was Robert Cray from the Robert Cray
Robert
Band,
Cray.
blues guitarist. So blues, jazz, that kind of stuff.
I'm excited. He's like the king of pun. He's like the Punisher. He should call himself the Punisher. Why?
The Punisher.
The pun. He's the king of puns. Talking about like you host a lot of shows. I'm talking about like some hosts are funny, but I've gotten some really bad intros on Friday night at Kel's. Andrew Holmgren said that I was the what was it called?
You said, what did you just say he did?
I was the Make-A-Wish part of this show.
Yeah.
He called me the Make-A-Wish.
The Make-A-Wish Foundation portion of the show.
And I'm supposed to do jokes when he's introducing me as a Make-A-Wish. I'm like, I'm not Make-A-Wish. I'm the Special Olympics part of the show. Special Olympics is funny. Nothing funny about Make-A-Wish. And of course, I said, hey, you know, nobody's last wish is going to be to hear jokes from me. You know? But you think like a bad intro can really sink your set?
I don't know. I don't know about sink it, but it definitely it can make things difficult. You know, it can kind of get into your head a little bit, and then that throws you off. And well, like why? Nobody needs that. You know.
Do you ask the people what kind of intro they want, or how do you go by choosing an intro for comedians?
Well, yeah, I usually ask people on the Apple Tree show. I don't really put a lot into it because it's a competition, and I kind of want to just keep it equal. So I just bring people up by their names. But otherwise, I would ask people what they want. Yeah.
What's the strangest one people tell you? What do people usually tell you they want as an intro?
You know, usually they just have a credit, you know, maybe a show they're producing that's coming up, or, you know, something that they, you know, their podcast, or, you know, a TV appearance or something like that, you know.
What kind of intro do you like?
My favorite one to use right now is to have them tell the audience that I won the 2018 Sacramento News and Review Funniest Comic.
Did you really win that? Oh yeah, you did win it. You did win it. I told my intro to be I was in the Wall Street Journal one time, and I got a lot of laughs. You see, you're even laughing. I was in the Wall Street Journal. I was actually there to pick a friend of mine the day that Steve Jobs died.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I got there, right, to pick him up. I didn't even know Steve Jobs had died that day. And somebody interviewed me for a newspaper. And it turns out the story ended up in the Wall Street Journal. My name came up there.
That's weird. You know what? The strangest thing happened to me exactly like that, but it was the day Pee Wee Herman died. he was talking to me on his podcast, and he goes, "Do you know what? Pee Wee Herman died tonight." I said, "No way! Not Paul Rubens died, not Pee Wee Herman."
Pee Wee Herman's still
But, you know, I
alive.
digress.
Pee Wee Herman's not dead. There's no dead Pee Wee Herman. It's sad to think Pee Wee Herman, because he never really made a comeback, did he?
I know what you are, but what am I?
Well, I'm not Pee Wee Herman and stuff. That's crazy. You know, one of my cousins is a cancer doctor in Switzerland, but he's kind of estranged from my family, so I don't know much about it. But yeah, I guess if I ever got sick, I would end up in Switzerland with my cancer doctor cousin and stuff. So what stories you got? What happened to your house? Did you ever find out why the cops raided your house? Or
Well, yeah, they thought that this other guy was living here.
they thought they never thought you were like the pedophile.
No.
That's a
Was
crazy.
it somebody that used to live there, or what? Do you live in an apartment complex, or?
He lives in a
No,
house.
I live in a house. I don't know if they ever lived here or not. So the once I get my check, which apparently has been approved now, I should be receiving it this week.
How much are
once
they
I get-
sending you?
What?
How much are they gonna send you?
a little. He's a little nosy. Don't mind him, Steven.
I'm just wondering how much are they sending you for the door, or do they send you money? How much?
It's for the door. It's a decent amount. I'll tell you that.
Oh, they're sending you money because they busted down your door. Wait, hold on. Did I miss the story when I walked out of the room?
Tell them the story.
Wait, did you just tell us the story and I missed it?
No, from the last time. Tell them the story.
Okay. Well, there was a sting operation that the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department undertook 2 weeks long, and they were trying to catch some sexual predators.
Yeah.
And so they they went on some weird dating sites that I'd never even heard of before.
I hope not. Like petyourkids.com? What? I don't want want to know these
I don't
websites.
remember what they were. I'd have to go back and look at the full warrant again, but there were just some weird ones I never heard of.
Okay, so they had some like sting operation kind of things going on these different dating sites. It's kind of like to trap a predator Sacramento version.
Exactly.
Edition.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm following. I'm sorry. Poor Chris is dying next to me. Thank God we got a defibrillator here in studio. Oh wait, no, we don't. Go ahead, Steven.
The detectives went on there and posed as 12 or 13-year-old girls and
Of course
lured
they
these
did.
guys. And then they went and they got how many warrants did they get? I think they got over 50 warrants. And
one of them was for your address.
Yeah, and the reason was there were three reasons why. One, when they looked up this guy in their LexisNexis database, it said this was his address. Now, they also looked him up in the DMV database, and that had a different address. But they also had his GPS location on his phone, and that had put him, they said within a tight radius of my address. I don't know what a tight radius is, but that's what it said. It said a tight radius. And then also during their conversations online with the detective,
maybe
this
that was
guy
part
had
of their
told-
terminology for the baiting. I have a tight radius. I'm sorry, I just had to say
I thought it is outrageous.
okay, so it's usually it's usually a few hundred yards, but it's funny that they don't have to specify because it was your rights that would just. And I'm guessing you were like sitting there, either like just like eating a bowl of Fruit Loops when they busted through the door.
I don't think he was home at the time.
I wasn't home.
Oh, okay.
Did they use that metal thing?
Oh yeah, that little battery. Wait, hold on. Let's do it like this together. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Yeah, like the battering ram.
I think he said his video of his door.
Oh, do you have it on your Ring camera?
Yeah,
I want it. I also want that video.
Send us the video.
We could have like imported it in part of the scene and actually just played it for everybody. But okay.
So
I'm not sending it until I get my check.
So what are they sending you? How much are they sending you? So okay, so what did they bust? They busted your front door.
Yeah, it was pretty much just the front door.
Okay, so they're cutting you a check for the repairs and replacement.
they didn't take computers, they didn't take anything at all. They did.
Yeah, they had permission to take them, but they didn't take anything.
So what they did is they realized somewhere after they broke your front door that they had the wrong place.
Yeah.
So they're in there, you're not in there. They start looking at stuff. They start looking through things. They don't see anything obvious. They see some mail laying on the table or something that's identifying, or even your picture of you and your dog up on the wall or something. And they're like, that's not the dude.
He's got 2 cats.
Oh, him and his 2 cats.
They looked at the cat.
And they're like, this guy doesn't have cats, and that's not the guy we're looking for. And
I don't know what it was, but yeah, they
realized it after they broke your door, but before they took your computers.
Now, what the hell is LexisNexis anyway? They still use, isn't that like some computer database?
That's a old.
They still use that thing. I mean, how does somebody's address end up on LexisNexis?
Yeah, I think that's even outdated. That's why I was going to ask that, because if I remember right, that's outdated technology, if you will. It's kind of like, I don't know, like nobody uses a map book anymore. They look at GPS, right? Nobody looks at a car repair manual. They go to YouTube and look up a video on how to do it. That's so old technology. It's literally like, well, let's trace the call.
How many days were you without a door? I mean,
Well, they didn't break the door off, you know. It just, the latch was busted and it didn't work, and a bunch of the door was cracked.
I thought they just broke the door down. Or they came in with like with a tank and just brought your door down. Like,
No.
I don't know. So thank God they didn't go through your stuff. They could have found your collection of Lolita books and stuff.
I don't have it.
Is there any crazy stuff you got in there? Some weird collection? Like, thank God they didn't find that.
Well, he's not necessarily. Yeah, please. Can you incriminate yourself on the air for us, please, Stephen? We actually don't want to consider this just a podcast. We want to be considered Exhibit A in your trial.
He's got a bunch of apples. He's got a lot of apples in here. So, he must be guilty.
I don't even think there's anything in my house that I would be afraid anybody would find, other than like a John Denver LP.
That's bad.
That's like the only thing.
That's bad.
I'm like, they're like, oh, we're coming in. No, hold on. I'd be breaking it and trying to flush it down the toilet like cocaine. So, yeah, I don't know. And that's probably the most embarrassing thing I have in my house.
I got a signed Debbie Gibson Playboy, I'm afraid.
Oh, well, there you go. So is that it? Debbie Gibson, really?
Yeah, she did Playboy.
Yeah, but you got it signed?
I don't got it signed.
Oh, you don't got it signed. Okay, so that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I can see how that.
I don't even got a porno collection. Porno is too easy.
I have a couple old Playboys that I think are worth money, or that should be worth money. Like, I think I have a Pamela Anderson one.
Oh, yeah, is it all sticky? And stuff?
Yeah, only in the right places. So
Steven doesn't even smoke weed. Like, they couldn't even find drugs in there. Like, the cops are like, what a waste.
And he's in Sacramento, so it's not like pot's illegal.
I know.
If they found pot, it would be like, oh, here's 76% of Californians that we just raided with a roach in their ashtray.
It's like 100 degrees. Is it 100 degrees where you live right now? Or?
I don't know. I think it hit 99 yesterday.
So I'm still not figuring out why you're not booking Paul and I. You still haven't told us.
So wait, so what are you booking? You say you have 2 different shows. Please promote and plug what you got going on, man.
Yeah, I do.
And this is the only reason you didn't have a lot of people at last night's show.
Yeah.
Is because you didn't come on here prior to that and plug the hell out of it. So I just want to make sure you do it good. Look at the camera. Tell us what you got going.
Okay, you guys are ready this time?
Oh, yeah, we're totally ready.
Okay, well, I have the Tonight Play, which I do on the 4th Friday of every month at the Stab Comedy Theater. And that it's a reenactment of an entire episode of The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Oh, that's right. I remember you talking about it last time.
Exactly. Who is Johnny Carson? Like, I'm confused.
You did this last time, too. I'm having deja vu. For you guys that don't know it, wait till after this podcast. Google who Johnny Carson is. He's basically, he was the original Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. Well, he's the original Jimmy Fallon to make it show. The Tonight Show actually was Jack Parr, then Johnny Carson, and then all the other people, Jay Leno and shit.
I feel bad right now. The late night talk shows aren't happening because of the writer's strike, right?
Right, but hold that thought. I want him to finish his plug because we cut him off mid-plug. So he has the Johnny Carson show every 4th, what day of the week? I'm sorry.
Friday.
There you go. Of every month. And where can we get tickets for that, or where is that again?
It's at the Stab Comedy Theater.
Right on. They're in Sacramento. Is it an old
Yeah.
sack? In your old sack?
It's on Broadway. 17th and Broadway.
There you go. Right on. Okay, cool. So you got that one. And then what else did you have going on?
The other one is the Apple Tree Comedy Competition. And that one I don't really do on a regular schedule. It's a little bit more sporadic. I usually do it at Stab. But this past one that I did on Sunday, I did at Punchline in their callback bar.
And and that was the one that was last night that didn't do well?
I mean, there's, it was a fun show, and the people who were there, I think, really enjoyed it.
It just, you didn't have enough butts and seats.
Yeah, there weren't. Yeah.
So the production, it was quality talent. The people that were there were attentive and listening, and a goody audience. We just want more. So how do we keep up with everything that you do, Steven? So you said that one's done a little less frequently or infrequently. How do we keep up with everything you do? Do we do it on Instagram? We do it on Facebook? How do we do that, Steven?
Probably. I mean, yeah, I've got everything on both, really. It's Instagram or Facebook. It doesn't matter.
And tell us your Instagram handle. So these are probably the reason you're not getting as much followers. And stop it, Chris. You're like waving.
I have a question. Have you ever?
But hold on. So I want to know where his Instagram handle is, so anybody watching this show can actually follow.
Have you ever thought about switching it to like a watermelon instead of an apple? They could catch a watermelon with their teeth. You don't think so?
You're killing me. That's only suited for you, Chris. You're killing me, bro.
Maybe like a pear, or
I don't
cherry, or a strawberry. Something fun, Nothing fun about Apple. People hate Apple. They hate Apple computers. They hate Apple.
So why did they call it the Apple competition again, Steven? Because
the judges on the show are on the stage, and each one of them has an apple in their mouth during the show.
Got you.
And then the comedians score points by making the judges laugh so that they drop the
apple. Yeah, watermelon. You're flipping hilarious, Chris.
Yeah.
This poor kid's gonna have a seizure right here next to me. So, sorry. Just, I won't even tell you. I get paid to do this shit, Steven. I'm getting paid to do this shit.
Your Instagram is what do you want to do, right? What do you want to do?
Yeah, Instagram handle. Give it to us, Steven. We need to have that because people need to know where the hell you're at so we can find out where we can go to the Apple competition.
Because you start out your show asking what do you want to do. It's your Instagram handle.
Yeah. What do you guys want to do?
What do you guys want to do is your Instagram handle.
Shouldn't it be like, what do you people want to do? It's not you guys.
So is that your branding across all your brands? I'm not here to critique. How long you been doing comedy again, Steven?
19 years.
Awesome. Because you've been doing it longer than me. So you definitely never want to take pointers from, you never want to take pointers from me, even if you've been in it a year. Is that your branding across all lines? Is that like a lot of your shows? Is that a lot of what you do?
I have that on YouTube, and it's on
there you go.
TikTok.
2 more years you'll be able to legally drink while you're on stage,
Right.
He didn't start. Okay, I got you. So
people who were born when I started can legally drink.
That's right.
In 2 years.
That's what you mean, right? His followers, his potential followers, if they've been following him from cradle to now, they could almost drink. Okay.
Have you thought about doing the Arsenio show instead of the Tonight Show? Maybe that'd be funner for the audience.
What?
Instead of doing the Tonight Show, you could do Arsenio instead.
I don't think Steven wanted to be on this podcast for both of us to sit here and critique possibly what the fuck is happening with this. I think it's what it is. So I don't know if it's the same with you. So I've been producing shows too, but I'm here in the Bay. And so I'm even revamping my current show because certain things have not worked. And so it's always a work in progress. Even if you have a successful show, you're always kind of tweaking things to make things work a little bit better, right? And so, what do you attribute this to? Do you think people are not getting out? It's not because COVID's over, but people are still iffy. And then a lot of people are going out, but they're doing different things than they were before. They're not sitting in a bar. They're maybe not going to a comedy club. They're going to like Costa Rica to go zip lining or
Now, I got a question.
or something like
You
that.
said it was in the bar at the Punchline. Do they have another show at the same time? Your show's on at the Punchline, or
Yeah, they have 2 rooms in Sacramento. They have the main room and then they have the callback bar.
but while your show was going on, was another show going on too, or
Yeah.
you think that's a problem? Maybe you're having compete with yourself. You know, you shouldn't
No,
have to compete with
I don't
another
think so.
show. Huh?
I don't think that's it.
So, and again, we're not sitting here. We don't need to pick apart the show, but yeah, that's always intriguing. So even like that, I would want to follow up with questions like, okay, yeah, what kind of show was theirs? Did they see success that night? What do you think, the difference was? Was it a ticket price of talent? But those are things you need to do, and you need to sit there and figure it out because you're living in that world. So if you're producing shows, and this is my belief, and again, never ask me for my opinion because it's not worth
The
shit.
truth is, I was robbed when I did the apple tree competition. I'm still upset. I was robbed twice. Damn it. I'm still upset over that. And I think that's the problem with the show is that I put that bad voodoo. I sit there and I praying because I was robbed. Damn it.
How were you robbed? You can't lie about an apple dropping out of someone's mouth. It's not like it was rigged. It's not like they had it super glued to their teeth.
I told the guy I didn't want the apples, and he made sure I lost because I said, I just want to win. Fuck your apples. You can keep your apples. He made sure I lost because he wanted somebody to take off with those goddamn apples.
Yeah, I'm glad you're not like infringing on someone else's line, those damn apples or whatever it is. So we can stop talking about not feeling good about. We're not helping. I'm telling you, you're not
I
helping.
got robbed, damn it.
You're not helping my depression.
What depression?
I'm telling you. I'm just telling you. Hey, let's talk more about things that aren't working good in comedy shows. What is there good to look forward to?
You got
Steven?
any any shows in Concord coming up? Are you doing the Concord show or?
Yeah, I'm doing Mean Dave's show. When am I doing that one?
Now, how is it that Mean Dave only books you and he blocked everybody I know? Why is he booking you?
He blocked me too, but he still books me.
How does he book you if he blocks you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. I was really not going to have an opinion about this. I was really going to stay the F out of this right now because we were talking about Mean Dave. And not that I'm worried about talking about Mean Dave. I'm just telling you that I don't look to go out of my way to talk about specific people. I like to talk about the bullshit and the good things in this industry, but I don't like to get specific because then I'm just perpetuating that bullshit that everybody else does that's got the little click.
But his name is Mean Dave. It's not Good Dave. It's not.
Oh, he has a
Sweet
joke
Dave.
for it. You gonna
It's
steal his
mean,
joke?
It's Mean Dave.
You gonna steal his joke? His
Mean.
joke is that's why he's meaningful, Dave.
And he got
I remember that one.
He
That
got
was old.
put in the biggest selling comedy history book of the Bay Area ever made.
jeez.
He got put in this book.
Really?
About-
He was in Santa Ristas? What was he in?
He was in Santa Rita.
He was not
He was in
Santa Rita.
Santa-
He's not
he
a
was in-
horse.
He was in the
I'm
Santa
betting him on the
Rita
third
comic.
race.
You know they're closing down Bay Meadow. Is that Bay Meadows?
Bay Meadows has been closed for a decade.
Oh no, they're closing the other one down too.
San Francisco or Golden Gate Fields.
Hey, are we gonna go to the?
Finish answer. Golden Gate Fields?
Golden Gate Field.
Thank you.
Are
I'm
we
just
going
telling
to stay
you.
there?
I am here. I am not here as a producer. I'm really here as an intervention for Stephen
Are
Ferris.
we going to the
he
state
wanted
fair?
me to he wanted me to confront you about never answering and finishing a gosh darn question.
Are we going to the state fair this year or what? Why you never tell us to come to the state fair, Steven? You never invite us to the state fair.
Yeah,
we
well,
want
it's
to.
everything your responsibility.
Go. I didn't think you would go.
Is it still going on or?
I don't. Maybe I never go. I went once.
Why is it everything his responsibility? Why didn't you get me off crack cocaine in the 1980s, Stephen Ferris? I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Chris could be like, "Hey, I'm gonna come up there. Let's go to the state fair," and then I'd be like, "Okay,
Let's do it."
It's just not something I do.
But it's a state fair, damn it.
Well, that would be a fun podcast. Why don't you go there? We'll take some 4K video of you. We'll import it. That would be fun. You guys should go to the state fair. I mean, sit there and record some stuff and bring it back. And then next time you talk, you can go, "Hey, this is me getting sick on the zipper." Or whatever. I don't know, man.
Yeah, we can get Chris a wheelchair and push him around.
Yeah, we're gonna get him one of those little mobile scooters because he can't walk that far.
You know,
he can walk to the next ice cream little shack thing that they have there.
I was in Disneyland last year with my dad and my stepmom, and yeah, we got my dad like a electric scooter.
Oh yeah.
And he lost control of it, and at one point he lost control, had me pinned up against the wall, and I thought he's gonna because my dad used to hit me when I was a kid. I'm not gonna act like I never got hit as a kid. I got hit.
Oh, I do take that back, Chris. It is the happiest place on earth.
I know. So he had me pinned up against the wall at the Star Wars. At Star Wars of all. I thought he was gonna tell me like he's my father. I'm like, I know you're my father. You're not Darth Vader. But yeah, he had me pinned up, and I was like, and then my stepmother.
Chris, you're my son. Yeah.
I know. And you know the saddest thing about Disneyland, you can't even drink. And God damn it, I wanted to drink that day so bad.
I wanted to drink. Yeah, they don't serve alcohol in the happiest place on earth.
They don't serve alcohol. That place, I don't even know. They get so many people in Disneyland. It's not like the state fair. You know, I've been inside the state fair area. I've never been in the state fair. I've been to weed events down there. But so how are we gonna make your shows better? How about we combine the Tonight Show with Apples, and we have
look at him.
We have like
Steven's checked out. Can you stop talking about his shows?
Steven,
why don't you interview Chris and tell him?
Steven, don't show off your bald area. Don't do that again. We can see.
No, he looks like Seth MacFarlane with Down syndrome right now. Stop it.
Like, I'm sorry. Am I boring you? This is like the worst podcast ever. You're like showing us your bald area.
There he goes. Good. I thought he had a stroke or something for there.
I got bald areas here. It's all going.
Hey, talk to Vahe.
That's why I've got a hat on. Talk
to Vahe. His doctor gave him some pills to grow some hair, but I will sell you I will cut my hair off, and you can use it as a wig if you need to.
Jeez.
No, I'm gonna have to just go bald like Daniel Lewis. That's what's gonna have to happen.
Is your father wasn't bald, was he?
I mean, he's still not. I mean, his is thinned out. Probably, maybe not quite as much as mine. I don't think he's thinned out as much as I have.
Was your mother bald?
No.
Is your mother bald? So male pattern baldness comes from your mother's side of the family.
It's true.
So if your grandfather was bald, hopefully not your
my grandpa, they went bald.
Yeah, so it's your mother's side of the family, so it's usually your mother's father.
Big boobs run on the male side, so if you're
at least in your family, is that what's going on?
No, that's why.
Is that your excuse?
Well, no, my mom had big boobs. Is that what your dad used to hit
you with? Was his big boobs?
Hey, you used to tell me you used to put on your mom's clothes, or is that true? Didn't I read on Facebook you told me you used to put on your mom's clothes, or
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, at least you stopped talking about your shows now. Oh, jeez.
Because my mom was too small. I couldn't fit in her clothes. My mom is like 5 foot. I know. I think
We had a bag of dress-up clothes that I don't know who they had once belonged to. It was just a trash bag, and it had all these old clothes in it, and some of them were dresses and things like that. And sure, I put them on.
So wait, so how old are you? Because I'm 56. I remember, I want to say, oh, don't laugh. You're killing me.
Hey,
I remember like kindergarten or first or second grade, we had the same thing. They had all the cubbies with the blocks and all the toys and stuff to play with, but they also had like dress up costumes, and it was stuff you could throw over. It was like a suit and like hats and scarves and stuff. They wanted you to be expressive. For the most part. That's why they actually nurtured children when I was growing up at one point.
Do you have any pink clothes? Because
Pink clothes.
I don't have any pink clothes. I was going to go see Barbie, but I don't have anything pink on except the bra and panties that I got that I bought from a BBW porn star I know. But it fits
At
me.
least they would have fit. Yeah, I was going to say they would have fit. Right, perfect.
It fits me. Do you have any pink clothes, Steven? No?
Any what?
Pink clothes.
Pink clothes.
You got any pink clothes? Everybody
I own pink clothes. I think I own a pink dress shirt, and I think I definitely have owned white clothes that got mixed up with red, and therefore they're now pink.
Yeah.
And so I think that's as close as I get. Go ahead, Steven. I cut you off.
You know, a friend of mine wanted to
Wait,
go to
let him finish.
Oppenheimer.
Does he have any pink clothes? Let him finish. Does he have any pink clothes before you hammer on another question? I'm here as really just a regulator. Look at him, poor guy. He's like, he just ran through can we swear on your show? Are we allowed to swear on your show?
Yeah. Go.
Okay, he just ran through a fucking marathon.
It looks like they use his head to bring down the door.
Holy smokes, the poor guy is just, you've asked him like 160 questions, yet you've only let him answer 50.
I'm sorry, Anthony. Do you have any pink clothes?
Yeah, there you go. Do you got any pink clothes?
Yes.
Yes. Well, he's so expressive with those big long answers. I wish we had more time to dive in there.
I have a pink shirt. It's a bright pink shirt for exercising in. It's designed for that.
Oh my!
You still jog or?
Yeah.
My favorite shirt was like a pink shirt, and it was one of those ones. It was like, I think it was in the 90s. I forgot to actually have you finish your answer on how old you are. I'm 56. They used to have 40. So they used in the 90s. They had this thing called hypercolor.
Mm-hmm.
And when it changed, the weather changed, or when it got hotter or colder, your shirt, it was like a mood shirt.
Mm-hmm.
It would change. And so I had a hypercolor t-shirt that was like pink that turned purple. And I liked that shirt. That shirt was bitchin'. I wish I had that still.
A friend of mine, he wanted us to dress up for Oppenheimer for the bomb, but he told me I should be Fat Man and he's little boy. And I'm like,
Fat Man and little boy.
I'm not really
Messed up, dude. That is messed
You'd
up.
have to get your stomach unsleeved or whatever.
I'm not going as Fat Man, you know. I'm surely not going in the movie theater with somebody named Little Boy. What? I'm gonna get arrested.
I wanted to wrap you in tinfoil and write the words Moab on the side, the mother of all bombs, so you could be like Oppenheimer's bomb. That would be kind of cool.
I don't know. He said you be Fat Man. I'm like, fuck you.
Fat Man and little
Fuck,
boy.
why you gonna? I don't want to be Fat Man. You be Fat Man.
Sure.
You be Fat Man. What is it saying about me, right? Fuck that shit.
You should have just dressed up as Batman.
I did. You don't even go to the movie. Have you been to a movie theater lately, or?
I went in one. I haven't watched a movie.
Oh no, I don't want to say anything.
Did you go?
I went in really quick, did my business, got out.
Did you go jerk off at the movie theater? What do you mean? You were you like jerking off?
No, I was worried more because he was just talking about Batman, or we just said Batman. I'm thinking the Batman movie.
I went to get some popcorn. I didn't go.
Jeez.
What do you mean you went in? You went into? Oh, you went to a comedy show one.
Oh, I
Actually-
gotcha. Let him finish. Why were you at a movie theater and did not watch a movie?
Because I I had extra free tickets for my show last night, and I didn't know who else to give them to, and the show was going to start in an hour, so I just took them to the movie theater and left them there.
Oh, there you go. What was the movie? Oh, they were just any movie?
Yeah, any movie.
Oh, damn. I want to go to a movie because everybody's going to movies, but I don't know if I want to go to a movie because everybody's going to a movie.
Yeah, I want to wait till the fervor dies down, and then maybe I'll do a Barbieheimer.
Barbieheimer. Up in Barbie.
Barbieheimer.
Up in Barbie?
Yeah, maybe Oppenbarbie. Yeah, or
No, that's Ken's job.
Oppenbee.
Up and B.
I know. We should go. I mean, we should go dress up as like Barbie or something. You know, I've never dressed up for a movie before.
Yeah, there were pretty much everybody, like half the people I saw in there were dressed up as Barbie.
Yeah. What do you think about that? You know, my mom never owned a Barbie. My mom never owned a Barbie.
Why not?
Can you believe that? Did your mom own a Barbie?
I don't know. I think she probably did. Yeah.
I think most girls probably owned a Barbie if they had dolls. If they were, I don't know, if they were
think
born in the
Barbie-
last 70 years, you would
Barbie's
think,
only
maybe,
like
right?
50 years old, isn't he? I thought Barbie.
I would think that Barbie is, yeah, I would think Barbie is 75 years old.
I think that's the problem with my
59.
mom.
I think they came out in 1959.
Okay, so let's say 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. That's 40, 60, 3 years.
My
I was
mom
pretty
a
close. I said
teenage- yeah.
75, 63. I don't
My
know.
mom was born in 45 or 46. She was a teenager by the time Barbie came out. But I'm thinking,
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking,
She had it then.
I'm gonna buy her a Barbie for Christmas. But I don't know. I want to get like a black African American, like a lesbian Barbie. I think my mom never, you know. I think my mom needs like a black lesbian Barbie, you know. Something that she could be, you know. It says this is my black.
This is the update. This is your doing your part of educating your mom on what it's all
Educating
about.
my mom.
That's
you know?
nice.
Would you buy your mom a Barbie doll?
Wait, his mom's 40. Or I'm sorry, he's 40.
Your mom
She
must,
must
be
be
like
65 ish.
No, my mom's 70.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty close. Would I buy even my mom? My mom's beyond that. So, no, I mean, my mom likes to collect things. I think I would buy her something if it made sense for me to buy it. I mean, if it was something that was related to her childhood, but I wouldn't necessarily see a Barbie and go, my mom must have this.
Oh yeah.
I think you would have to have some other theme of something that I know that tied into something my mom liked. Like my mom, which I don't know why, but like Coca-Cola products. She does a whole bunch of Coca-Cola things. She likes collecting Coca-Cola collectibles. So I guess if there was a Barbie that was like a Coca-Cola garb and all that stuff, I don't know, but I still probably wouldn't get it because it doesn't make sense.
When you're in Vegas, do you go to the Coke store to buy her stuff, or no? You
Who,
go to
me or him?
you go to another Coke store.
Yeah, not in Vegas. No, so no, Vegas has a lot of weird gifts because it's like San Francisco. You can get everything from the obscure to strange to sex to drugs to rock and roll, right?
Steven's
So,
like looking around, like he sees a fly flying around or something.
yeah.
No, I'm working while I'm talking to you guys.
So he's making the real money while he's sitting here doing this. I know you had a client meeting before our show or something, right?
Yeah, I did.
Last week I wore a Rejects of Stand-Up t-shirt. I forgot I still had one. I should have worn it this week.
Oh yeah,
I forgot.
Was that a show that he produced?
Yeah, we were in a group called the Rejects of Stand-Up, and then Steve decided he didn't want to be rejected
Wait, I
anymore.
remember that.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be rejected.
Was that Steve Butt or whatever? Steve?
No,
No,
that's.
Steven. Okay, what? But who else was in it?
I think Duat was in it. It was
What? My okay.
Johnny Squires.
I remember Johnny
Johnny
Squires.
Squires, the late great
Johnny Squires. Yeah, that's right. He passed.
Duat. I saw Duat do a special last week at Kel's and stuff. He killed
How
it.
did that go?
He killed it and stuff. He killed it. He had like 15 minutes of deodorant jokes. You know?
You're killing him, man. At least he didn't steal them from you.
He did really well, but it wasn't Duat. It was sober Duat, you know?
Okay.
Sober Duat.
It wasn't Dewat. It was sober
It was
Dewat.
sober Duat. It's the kind of, Duat went to pre-med. He graduated from UCLA from pre-med. I'm thinking that's the Duat that was in class. That's pre-med Duat. That's the one that comes out when things get serious. And yeah, I guess it's his second special. The first special, the owner wouldn't give him the laugh track. So he said, I got to re-record it. But he did really well, you know.
Okay.
Actually, the show at Kel's was really well last week. Everybody did really well, but one person.
So did he just do a special as part of the regular Kel show?
Yeah, every time he performs, he tells people he's recording a special, so they treat him nicely. They give him a half hour. He brought in some opener as the host. You know, some woman, I don't know. At one point, I thought Vahe and I were trying to figure out if they were dating. I'm like, why choose her? But I guess she was married. I don't know. Duat always surprises me, you know. Duat's like one of those people that, you know, one day he's like you know, one day you could have his door brought down by the police for real reasons, you know, not fake ones.
Oh, jeez. They won't be paying for his door to be replaced. Let's just put it that way. Is that what you're saying, Chris? Is that really what you're saying out there? No, Duat's a good guy. Come on now.
I'm still surprised. No, Duat is a good guy. We've been friends for a long time. He's hard to reach, though. He's one of those people, you know. He's one of those people. He's like Chick-fil-A, you know. Nobody admits to liking Chick-fil-A, but there's always a long-ass line at Chick-fil-A.
And not open on Sundays.
They're not. You know, that pissed me off because I was there on Father's Day trying to get free food, man. On Chick-fil-A.
Everybody posted you get a free Father's Day meal.
Yeah,
at Chick-fil-A.
Everybody posted you get free Father's Day food at Chick-fil-A. And it wasn't even open. There's actually a new Chick-fil-A at Emeryville. There's always a line, and there's no drive-through, so people are actually standing in line. But I'm never going to Chick-fil-A again, Steven. I'm upset over their Christian beliefs, you know, even though my first name is Christian, you know. I think people should be more like Steven, you know. You come from a small town, you're not racist.
You have so much going for you, Steven. You really,
you ain't join any racist hate groups?
Yeah, I think I am racist, though.
But do you like being from a small town?
Wait, I want to hear. Wait, I want to hear what he was about to say, though.
You think you're racist?
Yeah, that's where you should have took that. That's where you should have took it.
Tell us why you're racist.
Listen to your guest. He steps on something. No, I kind of think some of it's been inbred into me too, and I think I'm just an asshole sometimes, and it doesn't matter what color you are or where you're from or whatever. Just shit comes out of my mouth that shouldn't. So there's my problem. Yeah. That's what I tell my therapist every week.
Tell me what racial groups you hate, Steven.
No. Why do you think you're racist?
Well, see, I don't. It's not conscious. I'm not consciously racist. I think I'm subconsciously racist. And it's just like what you were saying. Sometimes stuff comes out, and then I'm like, where did that come from? That sounded really racist.
Right. I think it's cultural, or not even cultural, because that's an escape, or that's a cop out. For me, I don't even want to say, hey, it's when I grew up, it was acceptable. It's never really been acceptable, but when all you're around is white middle class people until you get to middle school, and then you kind of get integrated into the general population. I mean, you still can make an informed decision, but you're a kid. You
Yeah.
soak up all this shit that everybody serves up to you. If it's not your friends and family and society that's right in your center, right? It's school, it's TV, it's any kind of media. So I'm not saying it wasn't. I didn't have a mind of my own, but as soon as I came to the age of reason, I understood what was right and wrong. But stuff still comes out of me being a comedian, having no filter. I really try to look both ways before I say shit, but shit still comes out, and sometimes it will leave my mouth, and I'm like, oh, this needs to be followed up with a sincere apology. But it's usually not racist. It's more just saying insensitive. I won't even say being an asshole. It's being insensitive, not realizing, oh, that could hurt someone's feelings. That would hurt my feelings. Why did I say that? I'm sorry. And then I say, I'm an asshole. I shouldn't have said that. I'm so sorry. There's no excuse, but I have to acknowledge that that just came out of my mouth. And
Well, I think also as comedians or anybody who thinks, they have some sort of comedic gift, even if they're not a comedian, you're always thinking of funny things. A joke pops into your head, and structurally, and the joke might seem brilliant. It might seem brilliant in the sense that it's relevant to the conversation that you're currently involved in, or something like that. So you get all excited and like, oh my God, this is so good, I have to tell it. And then you tell it, and then realize, or somebody points out to you that it was racist or sexist or something, and it is, but you weren't thinking about that part of it. You were thinking about how it was relevant to the conversation, or whatever else, and then you're like, shit, like they're
Oh.
right, but
Yeah, no, I agree. And even like when that happens really quick, so that will happen to me. And sometimes I want to be the first one that says it in that conversation as quick as I can. And so just like I did to Chris just now, I'll interrupt just to throw that out there because I want the laugh, and you don't think of the repercussions of, oh, I guess if I was this person, I would feel upset for some reason.
Right.
Well, I was giving blood. I wasn't giving blood, but I had this woman. She was taking blood from me. John Muir at the hospital. She was in her 20s. She was black, and she's asking me about my favorite bands, and I told her I like Tupac, and she looked at me like I was being racist, because she was black. I'm just gonna say Tupac, but I think we started talking about the Grateful Dead because she's like, "What are you doing that weekend?" Well, I'm gonna go see the Grateful Dead. And so, what other bands you like? I'm like, "Well, I like Tupac," and she kind of took it to a race, but I wasn't. I like Tupac. Why is that racist?
Because you just went from one extreme to the other. It's like, oh, I like the Philharmonic Orchestra, but I also like ska. I mean, it's not that you can't. It's just that I guess when you were trying to fit in or relate, and she thought you really kind of went from a stretch there, but a lot of people have really eclectic music tastes. I bet you we can ask Steven, what's 3 of your favorite pieces of music, and they're probably not all the same genre. I'm just going to guess, he's probably going to say like, oh, there's a Beatles tune, there's a classical tune, and there's a punk tune or something, right? Because we're eclectic people. We're eclectic beings. We're not so two-dimensional, and at least not the ones on this show. We're not two-dimensional. We're pretty 3D. And so, yeah, I mean, even that. So I think you just wanted to relate to this person. That's not a bad thing, but it's kind of like it's kind of like a long joke, or me trying to explain this to you guys. It's like you're going a long way for a little punchline. You just wanted to jump to the beat and go, but I like Tupac too.
Well, the thing is, I don't like Tupac as much as I watch all the shows trying to figure out who killed him.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, I like
Okay,
Tupac,
so that's not cool.
but if you're in your 50s,
That's not the.
if you're in your 50s, you spent most of your life listening to Tupac.
So, oh my
it's
God.
not really a stretch, but
I'm so glad she didn't ask you what's your favorite Tupac song, because you wouldn't have been able to tell her one.
Yo Mama,
that-
Yo Mama,
Oh yeah,
Dear
that's
Mama.
right. Oh, that's right, Dear Mama.
All
or
Eyes
whatever.
on Me, California Love.
Good.
Are you trying to
Okay.
tell me
Okay,
I don't
good.
know any Tupac song?
I'm just glad you
California
did.
Love.
I'm just so glad that you would be able to say that, because if you said no, I really just like the murder of his, or the investigation of the murder of his death. That would have been
Well,
horrible.
I felt bad, but she did
Oh
look
my
at me like she
gosh.
thought I was kind of racist.
Well, that's
and
what I mean.
I'm like, nah, what? No, don't look at me like that, you know. Don't look at me like that, you know. It made me feel bad, you know what I mean?
Does anybody here feel like they need to qualify things or explain things to people? Especially being a comic. When
Yeah.
you say something, it doesn't have to be insensitive, but, and it's not that you're trying to explain the joke either. It's just, you have to
It wasn't
explain
a
your,
joke.
do you find yourself explaining yourself to people?
No, it wasn't a joke though.
No, I know you weren't. I know that wasn't a joke. I'm just saying, being an expressive person like you, Chris. Here, I'll ask you a direct question. You're very blunt. Have you ever said something that's flown out of your mouth that you've regretted, or have you ever had to explain, oops, I didn't mean it that way, I
Now,
meant
the,
this?
The truth on that
Yeah,
part
like
of me.
I like the downward dog, right, Chris?
Oh yeah, the downward dog. Downward
Listen,
dog.
you guys are in on the joke. I'm not in on it. Tell me what's going on here.
We were doing some yoga show at Stab. Like, I was Steven decided to have the bright idea to have women doing yoga stands during the
Oh,
show.
that's funny.
And the only yoga position I know, I told the women to do the downward dog.
You're very inventive with your themes and
Now-
getting your shit.
To be honest, I took an improv class.
Just letting you know.
This teacher made us do the downward dog twice every day during the class. I wasn't trying to, but I said downward dog, and then the owner at Stab somehow got upset. He thought I was being perverted because I mentioned you should do downward dog. Maybe he
So
was.
that's
So
where you
women-
got. So that's where you got in trouble. Did you get kicked out, or did you just get verbally reprimanded?
I don't know. Steven told me that the guy got mad at me, but how did the story go, Steven?
Well, what are you supposed to say? There's people doing stuff. Even if it was guys behind me, I'm heterosexual. Even if it was guys behind me doing yoga, I'd be making jokes about downward dog. I guess that's low bearing
No,
fruit.
tell the story, Steven.
Go
How
ahead,
did
Steven.
it go?
Well, the women were in front of you, and if they were positioned in such a way that if they did the downward dog, their butts would be right in your face.
Which is just, that's so sad. Go ahead.
Nah, whose idea was to have these women doing yoga in front of me
I
anyway?
think it's genius.
Whose
It's Steven's. I can tell.
It was
It's the guy that has the Apple competition. It's the guy that does the Johnny Carson show thingy. Yeah, I know who it is. That's what I was just mumbling. Did you hear me
Well,
mumbling?
the idea was inspired by Chris's Facebook post.
Oh my God.
I don't remember what that was.
What
That
was
was
it? What did you
about-
say in your
it was-
post?
I something about yoga. I'm gonna do a yoga comedy class or something.
Oh my
Well,
God.
no,
And so you like did
It was like, why would people go here? And I don't remember what it was, but why would somebody go here? And then your comment was for my kick-ass yoga class.
Oh
And I
yeah.
thought that was so funny, and I was like, this needs to be a show.
Okay, and so a lot of us comedians are always, or at least in the earlier years of our comedy career, and I'm doing my finger quotes, is that we're always looking for more stage time, and we, even if we have to invent stage time. So how many weird shows have we all had? How many places have we gone? Where else can we do comedy where we'll get an audience? I think my best one was on, I used to go from San Francisco to Redwood City, which is an hour on the train. and I would go from car to car doing sets of comedy, and I could do a different set on every car or do the same set over and over again because it was always a different audience. And you could do, I think there's like 10 stops until from San Francisco until I would get off the train. So I could do literally 10 sets in front of 10 different crowds, even if I just came from 3 open mics that took me all night in San Francisco. In other words, I probably did a total of about 7 to 10 minutes, but had to wait for 4 hours in San Francisco to get it. But on the way home, I got 10 sets, and all of them are, you know, the length of a stop. Because as soon as you stop at, 24th Street, you go to the next car and you hit those people up. And so that's probably the most inventive thing. But you're always trying to find a way of getting stage time and making yourself mic time,
You're
right?
actually doing jokes in the Caltrain?
And on Caltrain from San Francisco to Redwood City.
Did you have your own mic stand?
No, because I for one, I could project. 2, the car's small enough, and half the time, so in the beginning, I had some problems. You got to do it in such a way. So I started doing it after a Giants game, and everybody was drunk and high. And at that time, you could drink on the train going up to San Francisco, but after a game, you couldn't drink. But everybody's already blitzed. And so I started doing it after a Giants game one night, and I go, that was fun. I need to continue to do it. And the main thing is you have to learn how to start a set, an impromptu set, without a microphone in a public place. You never want to walk into, let's say, a loaded car of drunken people and say, hey, I need everybody's attention. Because all of a sudden they're going to think you're robbing the place. There's an emergency. There's something else going on. So I would literally just go in, look at what was happening in the car, start a conversation, and try to broaden it. And I would literally just kind of look in the car. And if there was 4 people on their phones, I would look for someone that wasn't like a girl by herself. I would look for somebody that I knew I could make a connection with. Hey, man, what are you doing? Where are you coming from? Oh, cool. The Giants game. Did we win tonight? Fuck, the Giants suck, but they're only as bad as the Sharks. I don't know. It would all of a sudden, it would just evolve. And most of it was not that I was trying to work out whatever set I just did in the city. Most of the time, it was trying to make new material and improv. And so it was just having conversations, and then all of a sudden it would grow to the car, and then it would be the next stop, and you would rotate.
I got a suggestion. I think Steven is ready for Comedy Day. You should put him
For
on.
Comedy Day?
Yeah, so then he should submit a set. So if you are comedians that are trying to get on Comedy Day is a one day event a year. It happens in September. This year it's on Sunday, September 16th. It's in Golden Gate Park. Matter of fact, it's in the middle of Robin Williams Meadow. It's one stage, 5 hours of comedy. The way they say, 40 comedians, 1 million laughs. That's what's happening. If you guys are ever looking to submit a set for that, you always want to reach out. I think it's comedyday.org. Also, the people that had that event, you can always send it to Comedy Day. They're on Facebook. If you have a 5-minute set, they're always looking for PG-13 because it's in the middle of Robin Williams Meadow. So it's open to the public, usually children, every age. But it is San Francisco. So they're looking for anybody's set. So you should submit a set to them on Facebook, on Instagram, wherever. Also their website. They usually make decisions right about now. They've already usually made decisions for next year or this year now. What is it? The beginning of August?
Well, September 16th is it's the Mexican Independence Day. So I'm gonna be
So you're going to be doing something else.
I'm gonna be in Oakland getting shit-faced drunk with my people and stuff. I'm gonna just get wasted because it's Mexican Independence Day. I'm gonna be drinking a lot of green beer, green or red beer.
Green beer? Wait, that's Irish, right?
Yeah, that's Irish, but I'm like, why can't Mexicans have green beer too?
Why not?
Beer tastes like shit anyway. Why not just have a green? Why can't we have green beer more than once a year?
Green beer is just beer with food coloring, right?
That's right.
I don't want green beer.
Yeah, so
Sorry, nothing there.
we got to get another show together. When are we gonna get a show together again? Like the three of us.
Let's all do comedy day. I'm looking at the website right now.
There you go. It is comedyday.org, correct?
Yeah, comedyday.org.
And so why don't you? Oh, I can't do it. Here, let me do this. Can I do it? Oh, I could. Hold on. Let me show everybody. I'm gonna show everybody comedyday.org too.
The problem is, I don't think Steven is PG-13. I think he's just PG, which is the problem. He's not.
Yeah, so I can't. I'm not dirty enough.
He's not dirty enough. I don't know. Do they let people talk about deodorants on Comedy Day? Is that allowed?
Okay, so we're looking at it right now. One stage, 5 hours, 50 comedians, a million laughs. Sunday,
they already got people up there.
Sunday, September 17, 2023. And they're blank on everybody else except they've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
Well, that also says
14.
Or wait, there's a link that says last. Oh, that's for last year.
So the people that I know out of that.
Is Mean Dave's picture up there?
Oh, and they have this was last year's lineup. Okay, so right now the people they have they don't have Mean Dave, but they do have Nina G. So the people that I recognize they have are Debbie Durst, of course.
Oh yeah, Debbie.
Ernest Evangelista. No, I'm sorry, that is not. I'm so sorry. That's actually Justin. Justin. Why am I drawing a blank? Tom Amiano, Paula Poundstone, Nina G, Marga Gomez, Don Lacey,
My mom
and Diane Amos are the ones that I see that are on there, and they're probably ones that will be on there.
My mom saw Paula Poundstone at Walnut Creek last year. She said she's very funny. I think she's just playing creepy, actually.
Wow, they have a thing for anyway.
That's great. I mean, Comedy Day is something that Steven should be involved in, you know.
So yeah, so then submit right here.
Where?
I'm looking, right? So sponsor. Do.
I think it's time we bring back the kick-ass yoga competition, you know?
We could do it again. We just can't do it at Stab, that's all.
I know.
Oh.
And this time,
punchline.
I think the
That's
women
funny.
should just be nude doing yoga, you know? Why put on yoga pants? You know?
Oh, so this is the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Who's getting
Comedy Legends Award.
Who's getting the Comedy Legend Award?
Well, let me see here. Last year, it was Bob Sarlott. Year before, Brian Copeland. Before that, Diane Amos.
Is it Mean Dave? Is it Mean
It's
Dave?
not Mean. I mean, it is. You're killing me with the Mean Dave.
Is Mean Dave?
So anyway, I was hoping that I would find. There you go. info@comedyday.org. That's what I would do.
Mean Dave's getting the.
I would send it there. info@comedyday.org. Or send it to one of their social media pages. But yeah, they're usually looking for a 5-minute set, yada yada yada.
And Tony Sparks is not involved anymore. Or?
I don't know. He used to host a portion of it, and so I'm not exactly sure. That's a great question for Tony. So let's get back to.
Are you going to be on the show? I thought you were one of the organizers.
I am. I'm on the board of directors, but I don't know. Oh, that was funny. As I went the wrong way with this. There you go.
Hey, so I got a message. Your dog misses you.
Got a message. Your dog misses you.
Your dog misses you. Do we want to send a message to your dog?
You can see how enthralled Steven is. It looks like he's trading Bitcoin.
Steven actually has a real job. I always tell comedians. I always tell comedians, like, making websites has got to be the best comedian's job, isn't it, Steven?
Oh, he makes websites?
Steven makes websites.
So he should be helping. We should be giving him tit for tat at the studio. I need you to help me update my WordPress website.
Yeah, he's very good at making websites. In fact, I try to get him to do my picture of my show, and he gave it to a friend of his who just ruined the shit out of it.
If you're ever really lonely and you want to talk to people, nobody will talk to you, go on Facebook and make a post and either say web design or hacker or anything like that. You will get so many people that you don't even know that will, like, if you go, hey, somebody hacked my Facebook account, you'll get like 60 messages going, I can help you. Or if you go, hey, I need web design, I'm looking for web design on my website, you'll get like 30 messages from people going, I can help you with your web design. Tell me what your needs are. Look at him. He knows it too.
I don't respond to those, though.
I know, but there's certain words that I know that marketing people go up to the search bar on like Facebook and look up hacker.
I'm looking for
web design.
I'm looking for small town comedians.
Oh my God. So imagine doing that.
Any small town comedians.
Yeah, or just saying I'm looking to book a comic. Yeah, I'd get 1,000 in my inbox.
Oh, yeah.
For a paying gig, looking for anybody that has 5 minutes. Oh my God. That'd be like opening the floodgates to hell.
Yeah.
I don't care if you've ever thought about doing stand-up, I'd love to hear from you. Jeez. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Stand-up is hard. Everybody thinks they can do stand-up.
Oh my gosh. Every show I go to, right? Every time I go to a show, it's like, people tell me I'm funny.
Huh?
I've always thought about doing this. I could do this. These are the things I hear from people. By the way, I'm glad that the host didn't mute his phone.
The thing I tell people all the time, like, you think you're funny, but can you do like 5 minutes on deodorants? Can you do 5 minutes on toothbrushes?
If you guys are playing at home and keeping score, that's 3 deodorant callbacks. I hope you have 3 shots of like your favorite cranberry juice or something.
Yeah. I mean, I got jokes. I got jokes too. I got Titanic jokes. I got brand new jokes.
That's the worst joke I have. The worst taste joke I have is my last name is Brumbaugh, which I found out I have no German in me at all. But anyway, so my last name is Brumbaugh, which is, traditionally a German name. And so I said, you would think that my favorite movie during the holidays is Schindler's List or something like that. And so that's probably the worst taste of a joke that I've ever done, let's say.
Well, one of my tasteless jokes I'm doing now. I used to read those books, Tasteless Jokes.
I remember those. Those were fun. Those were like what is it? Like an evil or a necessary sin or whatever. It's like having a piece of chocolate once in a while. It's like, ooh, gotta have that.
I tell people, like, every time I come to San Francisco, I see people overdosing on drugs because I sell them fentanyl. And I said, well, comedy's hard. Comedy's hard. And the truth is, I do see people overdosing on drugs every time. That's tasteless. Or the other one is like the other crazy thing I was talking about, Fat Man and Little Boy, or like a woman. One of my neighbors told me that she was on the Titanic.
Oh, that's another tasteless joke.
She said she's 140 years old. She survived the Titanic, and I'm like, well, you only look like you're 90, so I'll fuck you,
Jeez.
Because I like gills. I like good gills. It's like, tell me about the Titanic. She's like, well, some guy, I had a blue necklace. Some guy did drawings of me. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure you weren't watching the movie Titanic? And she's like, nah. And you know why the submarine went down? There was no lifeboats. There was no lifeboats to escape,
Jeez.
There was no lifeboats and stuff. And then I talk about, my parents were billionaires. I might try and talk them into going into the submarine too. Like, come on. You want to go see the Titanic. You want to.
Yeah, what was my joke about this Titanic lately? That one when the submarine went down or whatever that just got trapped with all those people. I go now in 150 years, people can go down and see their remains or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, I guess I've had a couple bad jokes. Even when you were telling that, I thought of another joke too. Another one was because I have no butt. I have zero butt. I always talk about I need an ass implant. And I said, yeah, I have the ass of a 10-year-old boy. Of course, it's in the trunk of my car.
Oh yeah.
And so these are, I was like, oh yeah, that's another tasteless joke I've done before. And so, yeah, I don't know. What's your most tasteless joke you've ever told, Steven?
Uh, most tasteless one I ever told.
Or that you can think of?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm trying to think. It's been a long time since I I did anything like that. I did have one about you know, a woman saying that she wouldn't sleep with me because I'm not circumcised. And I'm like, what's up with that? Because you see all these women who have like these really long fingernails and stuff, and they don't have a problem like sticking those inside of themselves. But the thing with fingernails, like a foreskin, you can roll it back and clean behind it. You can't do that with a fingernail because it doesn't roll back.
Right.
And so, and they paint them. You can't see if there's dirt down in there if you paint your fingernails.
That joke
And
is too long. You gotta
sticking
cut
those
it.
up in there.
You gotta cut it. It's too long. You gotta cut it.
Yeah. Just like your circumcision, you
gotta
gotta cut it. Oh,
I'm
God.
I'm uncut too. I like what is the whole thing? I never understood why they allow that to happen to boys. Why is it we get all upset when women are circumcised, but we're okay with men getting circumcised? You know what I'm saying?
Well, because it's the same word, but it's a very different thing that they do. Because when a
No.
woman gets circumcised, don't they cut off her whole clitoris?
So there's the difference. Okay, so not that I condone I'm cut, folks. Just to let you know. Let's just say, if you want to go around the room, I'm cut. But here's my thing, is that to each his own. If that's what you're doing, that's what you're doing. But yeah, no, I mean, it's the reason they do it is because that should be your thing. That should be like your religion or what you do in the bedroom, or it's just your preference. Do you like a Ford or a Chevy? I mean, I don't know. Is it really that big of a deal?
That reminds me, when are you gonna get a fucking new car? I've been waiting 5 years for Steven to get a fucking new car. He talks about my car's arriving. No fucking car. Same car. 5 years. What's going on, Steven? What's going on with your brand new car?
Well, I ordered it and it came in, and I went and test drove it, and sat down in the dealership for a minute, and then I just thought about it. I was like, I like the car. I mean, I liked it, but I was like, I also like the car that I have, and I think the car that I have suits my needs better than
What kind of car
this new
was
one
it?
does.
What kind of car did you test out?
A Ford Maverick.
You didn't like it? Too fast? Or?
No, I did like it. I felt like it was it had too many capabilities that I just didn't need on a daily basis.
You're not smart enough to drive the car.
I'm not?
Oh, jeez.
I know what kind of capabilities where you're like, this is too much. I can't handle this shit.
Well, no, it's a little truck. It has a bed. It has 4 doors. It's big. It's this big, tall thing. And I was like, I don't need to be lugging around all this. I don't need a bed on there and 4 doors. I'm just one guy. What do I need all that for?
Oh, okay. It wasn't the technology. He didn't need all the real estate. He didn't need all the room.
Yeah.
He needs a compact car. He wants something small.
Now, I got a
Something
question.
small and sporty. That's what I have.
You order the car. Do they take any money from you at all? Or?
No, I didn't even have to do a deposit.
Oh, so that's kind of cool. But what if they see you again? Are they going to come after you like, hey, not that guy. He just orders cars and doesn't buy them.
Well, I don't think they care because then they get to sell it to somebody else with a markup on it.
Now, do you go to Starbucks? Do you pre-order coffee, taste it, and like, fuck, no, I don't want this shit?
No.
That's why he's the junkyard rat. He has to ask these questions.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
So,
I'm just along for the ride.
much was
Steven.
the
Don't
car?
blame me on this shit.
are we talking about 70 grand, or how much are we talking
No,
about?
it was 27,000.
That's pretty good for a brand new car, though.
That is really good.
Are you still thinking about, because you felt like you needed a truck because nobody in your family has a truck, right?
I know. But, you know, when am I going to, I'm hardly ever going to drive it.
Is that family pressure, though? Why do you feel you have to be the one with a truck? Or maybe
I don't know if I do feel that way.
maybe you need to go to
think I felt
therapy
that
instead
way.
of buying a truck. Maybe you need to go to therapy and explain why you feel the need. You need it.
There's definitely someone that needs therapy, Chris, and I believe that would be you,
You
sir.
come from a small
It
town.
would be the rat.
Shouldn't everybody in your family have a pickup truck?
It's like, okay, it's...
Yeah, I think there are families like that where everybody has one.
Because I assume if you're flying from these small towns, you need like a 4x4 to get around, right? You know?
Yeah, sometimes in the town I grew up in, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
because
good.
there's no roads, you know?
Well, it's not so much that. It's, you know, sometimes you get a pretty severe winter, and then you get some snow and stuff like that, and there's a lot of steep hills and things, and so it's good to have it, you know.
So I'm
But
thinking
most
about
of the roads are paved.
I'm thinking about you buying a Subaru. Subaru.
Yeah.
I figured the other reason you needed a truck, there's a lot of evidence you got to get rid of. And so...
I was in a car show in Moscone. Some guy actually got in the backseat of a Cadillac. He wanted to see if you could actually fit a full body in a Cadillac. So you don't need a truck. You just
Only in
need.
San
You have a
Francisco.
Cadillac, so you can put a full body in a Cadillac if you needed to, don't you?
You put a full body in the GTI. Lots of cars can fit a full body.
I know.
It's a stupid joke.
Yeah,
Did you feel
I was gonna say,
bad?
wait, how many movies have you seen with people in the trunk of a car?
I think half of the movies I watch include people in trunks.
I could probably fit more bodies in the GTI than the Cadillac if you put the back seats down.
But who's counting, right? I mean, maybe that's why you need to get a bunch of dead bodies and take them and sit them up during your comedy show. So you at least, or maybe you can buy a bunch of cardboards.
Oh, we could call it the scarecrows of comedy.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We need to start a comedy group, like, you know. And you gotta move out of Sacramento because the word men is in Sacramento. It's sexist.
By the way, we have about 5 minutes left in podcast, guys. 5 minutes left in podcast.
Did you say goodbye to Luna's? I heard Luna's went down.
Yeah, it's going to close on August 7th. That's the last day.
Are you gonna do that? Are you doing the last show or?
No, I don't know. You know, they talked to me about doing it, and then I wasn't on it. I looked at the lineup, and then I asked them about it, and they said I could do it. But I was like, I don't know if I want to do it.
I know it's the last show.
Yeah, well, it already happened, and then there was a bunch of drama and stuff, and people there that I kind of rather not work with, and I was like, you know, basically, you know, when I heard about all the drama, I was like, I'm glad I wasn't there, you know. So
People are crying. They're holding each other. They don't want to admit it. It's over for Luna's. You know, like the jet.
it wasn't even that. It was just like personal stuff between people there, and
It was
just
drama.
like-
It was clicky. It's like what I was saying. I'm tired of being 56 years old and feeling like I'm in high school. I don't need to do that. The reason I got into comedy is I want to make people laugh. Bottom line, I want to make people laugh. Next thing, guess what? It's an individual sport. I do this alone.
yeah.
And the cool thing about me is everybody else is doing it alone too. So if you don't like me, you'll like the next guy it's going up. Okay? Or the next girl or the next person going up after me. So that's why I do it. You know, I'm tired of, oh, you're not part of this group on Facebook or this group out of this part of the Bay or that part of the Bay. Or, I mean, I like it how they have stuff like, let's say, bacon on Facebook. I think that's fine. I think that's great. But I think that shouldn't be a prerequisite for you getting on a show. I don't think you need to belong to this group of comedians to get booked on that show. There used to be a lot of groups like that. Now there's only a few. It seems like it's kind of almost, it's cliquey like a high school. It's almost like mafia. If you go to different areas, it's different groups. And again, it should be based on how funny am I. And that's fine. If you don't want to book me because I'm not funny, then great. Don't book me because I'm not funny.
I just want to tell everybody listening that I'm really proud of Stephen Ferris. He's 40 years old. He managed to come from a small town. He was white. He managed not to join any cults. And he has no racist friends, no pickup trucks, no beer, no DUIs. He's like the greatest person I know. Didn't even bother to go through college. Has a good job. Owns a house. Has a bunch of cats. He's funny. I don't understand why he isn't running the whole comedy scene in Sacramento right now.
Well, there you go. So, and then Steven, we keep up with everything that you're doing. That was your lead-in for your exit soon. So, everybody, give it up for Stephen Ferris, everybody.
Stephen Ferris!
Hey, Steven, now how do we keep up with everything you're doing? We're about to leave in about another minute or two, so give us those last-minute plugs. How do we keep up with everything?
What do you guys want to do on Instagram, YouTube?
Well, we
Facebook?
want you to tell us your plugs. That's what we want you to do.
Tell us like how we catch your content, where we catch your calendar. So we can find you on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube?
Well, yeah, and what do you guys want to do.com?
Well, we want you to tell us your plugs, goddammit.
No, you're killing us. Stop it.
I'm sorry.
Stop it. This is not who's on first, what's on second. I don't know who's on third. He keeps getting confused because we're... Jesus. I'm sorry. Then people go, where on the spectrum is he? Wait, hold on. Do that again. It's like, here you go. That is what we're looking at. People ask me where on the spectrum that Chris lands. I said he is the spectrum.
I'm in the Philadelphia. I'm in the Philadelphia.
He's the entire spectrum. I'm telling you now.
I'm
sorry.
in the Philadelphia
So let
spectrum.
him give him his plugs. You
Okay,
keep cutting off your guests. So where do we catch everything that you got? I'm cutting his mic if he says it again. Go ahead.
What do you guys want to do.com? That's my website, and I have a calendar on there with all my upcoming gigs and some clips. And then on YouTube, it's just WDYGWD. And if you search, that's my channel. You can find me on my channel. And I have some stand-up clips and dance videos and things like that. And I do have the TikTok. I need to do more stuff on TikTok. And then I have Instagram. And that's what you guys want to do. So is TikTok. And then I have, Facebook and
So that's pretty good. I mean, everything's what you guys want to do.
What do you guys want to do?
What do you guys
I want to hear you tell us your plugs.
What do you guys want to do? Wherever
What's
you can
he talking
find that.
about with the plugs? I don't know why he's talking about the plugs.
No, because he's. I was just trying to point people to somewhere they can see your calendar. They know where you're going. They know where you're going to appear.
He's talking about hair plugs, man. What about your hair plugs?
No, we're not talking about hair plugs. You're killing me. So I feel like I should be hosting right at this point. Chris, Junkyard Rat wants to thank you for joining him today.
Thank you for being on the show. You were my very first guest. You should return to Cal's. Are they going to book you soon? Or?
I don't know. I was just on it, a little while ago. I don't want to be on it too much.
Oh, we're
So I'll probably
thinking
reach out. I need to do
we're thinking about
Samson's show
shampoos.
again
You
in
got
Oakland.
5 minutes on shampoos.
What?
We want you to do like 5 minutes on shampoos.
On shampoo.
Instead of deodorants, I guess this is his callback, his fourth callback for the show.
Okay.
Jeez. Yeah, work on some new material. We need some other hygiene jokes. Work on
Yeah.
another product line or something. Get an endorsement from Head and Shoulders. I think that's where he's going with all this, Steven. Who knows? But he's already off the meds. You can tell. Look at him. You can tell he's off the meds.
Let me see. I have a window covering him up.
Yeah, there you go. Smart guy. All right, Chris, do what you do to close the show and say
Well,
goodbye to your guest, bud.
I just want to say Stephen Ferris is my only friend who doesn't do weed. Everybody else knows a big fucking pothead. Stephen Ferris is just he doesn't do weed. Don't give him weed. Give Chris the weed. Catch him on What Do You Want to Do. He is the funniest guy. I've done shows for this guy for years. Somehow he got me banned from Sacramento. I don't know how that happened, but I'm planning to go back and fuck Laughs Unlimited while you're at it. Fuck those people, man.
Wow, I guess you really don't want to get booked there. Hey, I still love you, Laughs Unlimited. I'll still take a shot there. But him, yeah, no. Go ahead. Say what you're saying. It's your show.
Laughs Unlimited is having a comedy fest, and they only booked 2 women, and they're both named
And
Molly.
and neither one of them were you?
Well, no, but I do got the biggest boobs out of 3 of us.
That's the truth.
I got the nicest boobs and stuff. It's been fun, Steven. When are you coming out here so we can catch you in Concord doing the evil Darth Vader show?
Oh yeah, Concord. I'm doing on August 21st.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there for that show. Catch me
Okay.
at Cal's this Friday. Every Friday at Cal's at North Beach, San Francisco, California, where I do the funniest show of the night. You can catch Steven at Stab, where he does the Tonight Show, where he does the Apple Tree competition, and you can catch him everywhere. What do you want to do? You want to know, you want to stalk Steven. That's what you want to do.
And thanks, Chris. Appreciate being here. And you guys
We got
keep
Paul
standing up.
Brumba. You can catch Paul Brumba. Catch Edge Studios. Why don't some of you people get shows at Edge Studios? You stay here. You watch this show. You too can be on Edge Studios. You can be talking to people like Steven, and you can ask yourself, why am I not doing that? Why aren't you doing it? Here it is. Come back. Thank you, San Francisco.